All right, hello, happy Monday. I wanted to do something new, so we're trying this out. This is going to be a week ahead reading. This portion of the reading, though, this video is really just going into today and tomorrow. And then on Wednesday morning, I will post the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning, I will post Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you'll see me kind of in this same reading all week long. You know, right? Whatever. Okay, so I kind of want to just get a general 3 cards for the beginning, middle, and ending of this week, June 7th through the 13th. 13th? June 7th through the 13th, maybe the 14th, something like that. And 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Okay. So 3 cards for the beginning, middle, and ending of the week, just so that we can kind of right now get a little bit of a heads up for what this week has in store for us. And then we're gonna dive deeper into that. Distant thunder. Well, why? So maybe there's some communication coming in. Maybe there's some clarifying that's needed. Maybe there was miscommunication that happened. It's for Wednesday. Gates of Triumph. I don't take these cards in reverse. It like really has to make sense in the reading for me to do that. This is the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Linn, and it's a really, really awesome deck if you happen to be traveling a lot. I am no longer traveling a lot, really. So this is more, I'm using it for more of like a spiritual journey, which you can use as well. All right, 3 cards for the weekend. Wow, staying focused in the flow and cleansing waters. Cool. Okay, so in the middle of the week, we're having some like new openings begin. So right now, if there's anything that's been causing a bit of friction, if there have been arguments, if there have been things that have rubbed you the wrong way in regards to another person or just a situation in your life, well, why is this here? Wondrous universe. Maybe because you're not necessarily seeing how this situation, although uncomfortable or stormy or rocky or intense, frightening, whatever it might be, it's because you're not opening your eyes to the beauty that's around you. And I know that that's kind of like a hard thing to get yourself to do when you're seeing some of the more negative aspects or things play out in front of you, right? I'm a huge believer in silver linings and that there's always a positive for everything. There's always a reason for everything. I love blessings in disguise. I love that whole idea. So hopefully this is helping you right now. This is kind of weird. This is fun. I'm having fun. Are we having fun? No. Okay, so let's dive a bit deeper. But honestly, it's like today, if you can look into the beauty that surrounds you and kind of see how amazing and miraculous this whole universe is, like you're gonna need to kind of put on your rose-tinted glasses. You're going to need to maybe not even put on the rose-tinted glasses, but honestly just have a little faith. If you're having a hard time seeing how whatever's happening for you right now that feels challenging, if you're seeing, or if you're putting an intention out there, or even just a prayer out there, like help me see the positive in this. That's a good start. It's a good place to begin if you're having a really challenging time seeing the good things around when like this is kind of what's taking your attention at the moment, right? No, that's far away. You're not even there. You don't need to go checking in on all that business. Just recognize if there's been some friction. We'll focus on what is working then. Mercury retrograde is a great time to communicate about things that have been miscommunications. However, it's still the time frame where there can still be miscommunications. So a retrograde period, especially Mercury retrograde period like we're in right now, and we're in Gemini, which is a very mental, it's an air sign, it's really rethinking things. This is a huge time to just rethink things. You don't need to take action steps yet. What's today? The 7th. We still have retrograde. Mercury is retrograde until the 22nd, I believe. So right now is really a great observation time. Doesn't mean you need to go like sticking your nose into all the dirt and drama around you or like stir things up around you. No, we want to walk in beauty and peace and grace. Okay, so if we can do that, we're looking at Wednesday with Gates of Triumph opening up for Wednesday, Thursday, and then the weekends. Like, if you can stay focused on finding the positive in these challenging situations, then you're in the flow. You're going to be like purifying and activating your vibrant life force this weekend. Cool. All right, so we're going to continue on. These are going to stick around now. And let's dive in. I'm going to pull cards the way that I learned how to pull cards because I don't necessarily want to shuffle and let them fall face up. I don't want to have like a premature unraveling of the message here. So I'm going to pull the cards out of the deck and have them all be face down, and then we'll flip them. Okay? All right, just so you kind of know what's going on. So this is how I began pulling cards. It's really just based off of a feeling. I don't know, I can make a video on how you can pull cards for yourself another time if you're interested in that. Okay, here we go. So, Monday, Tuesday. We're being challenged to see the beauty, right? How can we see the beauty? The Hanged Man. So there, you've been kind of hanging out. You've been observing things for a while. Maybe that's why there's this desire to really kind of put yourself into that friction per se, so that you can like work things out, right? If you're feeling impatient about whatever this conflict is, it might really be tempting to just kind of hop into it and get in there. That doesn't feel like that's the right move. Instead, it's more like, let's focus on the self right now. What is this impatience about? What is this frustration about? What is this challenge even about? And to remain in this observing state, right? You're already seeing things differently. This is the Hanged Man in reverse. This is today. Today, you are recognizing that you've had some changes in perception. You've had some changes in the way that you're viewing things. You see things from a new perspective now. Okay, still, it's not right. It's not the right time to like hop in and make this observation known or communicate it, right? It might still land on deaf ears. It might still not be taken the right way. You might just need more time to actually like kind of observe this. Maybe do some free writing or journaling. That is a great way for me to get all of my ideas out of my head, because sometimes articulating them has been challenging for me. So if journaling thoughts can be helpful right now, you know, you are seeing things in a different perspective. Going into Tuesday, it's not the right time to hop into telling this person what you're seeing, right? Exactly. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. When the Wheel of Fortune presents itself, it's a divine timing card. It is, you know, if it's upright, The wheel is turning. Go for it. But when it's in reverse, this is not the right time, not the right place, not the right time. There's something about this where it's stopped. Stop. Okay? We're not moving forward with this. We need to remain right now in this observation state. What? I want to dig a little bit deeper until or before we go into the Wednesday, Thursday video, so I can leave Monday, Tuesday with a little bit more. I'm going to pull out this mixture deck. It's 2 decks together. Archangel Oracle cards and daily guidance from your angels. Oracle, that box broke a long time ago. So that's why these decks have lived together for a decade now. So I just want to get some more clarification for Monday and Tuesday. How can we work through this challenge and also stay patient as we allow timing to play out, as we allow the dust to settle, as we allow Mercury to move out of retrograde, right? Again, this is a great time to be observing things, and that's what we're being led to do. So, can we get some clarity here? I'm going to do 3 cards for today and tomorrow. Oops. We have Daydream. Wow. You will more easily, what is that? Assertiveness in reverse. Don't be assertive. You don't need to take action, okay? Daydream. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. And so I'm going to even kind of translate more instead of like what I'm picking up on when channeling is, instead of just like daydreaming and fantasizing and kind of like just getting lost in these lovely thoughts, which, you know, is kind of a little bit what this looks like it's asking you to do, right? Get pretty like into like a more fantasy realm, but instead of just kind of mindlessly daydreaming, activate it with intention. See if you can create the visual of something that you're wanting to see play out that's going to be beneficial to you and others, especially around this scenario, this situation. Like in an ideal circumstance, how would this turn out? This challenging situation you're being asked to not take action on, but instead to continue to think about how you're observing things in a new way, and also how you can find the silver lining and the blessing in disguise in this situation. So actively daydream, Napoleon Hill it, and like be the creator. Use your imagination actively. This is a lot of really good mindset training, and it's not necessarily easy. So don't feel intimidated if even these ideas sound a bit new, like to actively daydream versus just daydreaming, right? Like really pay attention to what this idealized version is, either of this scenario, this relationship, you, your life, your career. Like what is it that's ruffling you a bit right now? And that ruffle, that challenge, I feel like this has to do with the recent T-square that just happened between like the moon and Pluto and something else. I don't remember what it is. But the T-squares in astrology, a square is a challenging aspect. And recently in the sky, we all just felt 2 of them together, which is an even more challenging aspect. It's like, ooh, there's a lot of like weird tension, but you don't quite know from where. So if you're not quite sure even like why you're feeling this friction, maybe there isn't actually like a scenario or a person that's irritating you right now. Maybe there's just this unsettled feeling inside or a restlessness. Honey, what's gonna light you up? How can you bring more beauty into the world? Okay, so daydream today, but actively. I want you to Dr. Joe Dispenza it and make a movie. Look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. For some of you, that can be really fun and helpful in this. Career transition. Okay. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Interesting. So yeah, for some of you, you're feeling just a restlessness inside because you're being called towards a new path. I think 2020 was a big blessing in disguise for a ton of us because it has made a lot of us really question, am I doing what I really love? And not that that's the answer, but if you ask me personally, like, that's a big motivation for me in my life, or doing things that I love and not getting stuck in something that just allows me to survive and pay the bills. For those of you who know me a bit more personally and know about my life the past few years, like, I chose a more challenging and cool experience so that I could really figure out how I can give my talents, my skills, my gifts as a service and enjoy the whole process rather than go and get a job somewhere so that I could survive. I mean, I basically ended up still going and just getting a job somewhere, but I love it. I love it. Release and surrender. Okay, so personal share that helps for some of you watching, especially if this is around your life path, your purpose, like wanting to begin. We have this huge new moon equinox coming up in 3 days. So it's a really incredible time, and it's in Gemini. And it's a loose conjunction with the North Node currently. So this new moon is going to help us to step into a new way of processing mentally, like what it is that we're after in life, or what it is that we're passionate about, what it is we can put out into the world to help others. And so some of this, like, you really just, if this friction inside, this restlessness inside, because for the majority of you that are still watching this, that I'm picking up on in this collective here, this is a personal life path and career challenge that's presenting itself. And it can be really terrifying to feel unsettled in what you've maybe committed to for a long period of time, what you've poured yourself into, you've poured your financially into, and time and all of this stuff into this path, right? And then we get in it for a bit and we're like, oh shoot. Do I really want to do this all the time? But now I'm kind of stuck in this. I'm hopping around. There's a lot of different thoughts. I know I was going to do like a personal share. It already left. Sorry. But honestly, it sounds like you kind of just need to like chill out a little bit and continue to listen to that guidance. You already are seeing things in a different way. Don't let that scare you. Like now the ego's coming in and telling you that you've made the wrong choice, or you wasted this time, this money, so that you could go through this training or schooling or degree so that you could get this job. You're not a failure if you're thinking that. Absolutely not. The only way that you would fail is if you remain stuck in it. So listening to what's happening inside of you, right? This discomfort, this friction. It's not fun to listen to. It's much easier to maybe have a drink or, escape into something else, or avoid or fill your schedule so that you're busy, so you don't have to think about the fact that there's this restlessness that's kind of like eating away at your soul. This is very hyper specific for maybe just like one person. So take this with a grain of salt, obviously, but, and take what resonates. But it sounds like you just kind of need to release and surrender to yourself. Visualize actively, like what, in an ideal world, if you were allowed to do absolutely anything and there was no one to tell you you couldn't, or to stop you, or put limitations on you at all, or judge you like for what you want to do, what would it be? Free writing time. Get your pen and paper out. What are your hobbies? What are things that light you up? What are things that interest you? Okay, then look at that list. How can you utilize one of those or a few of those as a service to others? So you're doing what you love and it just feels super good. And maybe some people will get stuck and stop because that feels selfish. So this is where this helps you move forward with your passion. Find out how, if you step into this, how is it gonna bless other people and help other people and serve other people? More on that later. I will see you guys Wednesday. Very blessed beginning of the week. Just take it easy with yourself. Have a little bit more fun. This sounds like it's the more challenging part of the week. And we will continue on with this storyline on Wednesday. Okay? I will see you then.